What if I told you that your 9 to 5 job, the daily grind, could actually feel like an epic adventure? Today, we're going to look at a real system for turning work into a cooperative game. We're talking missions, points, and literally leveling up your career.
So think about your own day for a second. Is it just a long checklist of stuff you have to get through? Or could it feel more like a quest, where every single thing you do matters and actually moves the story forward? It's a really important question, and it's at the heart of this whole idea.
And the secret sauce here is something called gamification. Now, let's be clear, this isn't about firing up a video game at your desk. No, it's about borrowing what makes games so addictive. Things like clear goals, getting instant feedback, that feeling of progress, and plugging those mechanics right into your work projects.
Okay, but why, right? Why go to all this trouble to turn work into a game? Well, it turns out the benefits tackle some of the biggest headaches we all face in the modern workplace.
This is where it gets really interesting. Instead of feeling totally overwhelmed, the game kind of forces you to focus on what actually matters. And you're not just blindly working. You can literally see your progress bar fill up with every win, which feels amazing. It turns your coworkers into a team, your squad, all fighting a big project boss together. And maybe best of all, you get feedback right away, not 3 months later in some review. It just makes everything clearer and a lot more fun.
All right, so that's the why. Let's get into the how. How does this actually work on a normal Tuesday? Let's break down the rules of the game.
To make this feel real, let's follow a developer. We'll call her Alice. We're going to walk through her day and see exactly how her actions turn into points and progress.
So, in the morning, Alice doesn't just stare at a massive to-do list. She picks her missions for the day. She chooses a big one, a critical bug fix that's worth 25 points, and a new feature for 20 points. And here's a cool twist. She decides to tackle the hardest thing first. For that, she earns a strike, which is a bonus for discipline, and it's worth 8 points. Then, by knocking out her missions, she starts a daily streak, adding another little bonus point. So you add all that up, and what's her grand total for the day? 54. That's it, 54 points. And that number isn't just for show. It's a real, tangible measurement of a super focused and productive day. But here's the thing. This is not a single-player game. Not at all. The real power, the real magic, happens when everyone plays together. The system is built to scale up from just one person to the entire team. Here's how that works. The whole company's broken into these small teams. They call them squads. Each week, they might get a group challenge, like a 0 bugs week. And yeah, there's a friendly leaderboard to spark a little motivation, but it resets every single Monday, so it's low pressure. And check this out. This part is brilliant. If you don't like the idea of public scores, you just opt out. It's all about motivation, not pressure. And this slide, this might be the biggest upgrade of all. Just look at the difference. Traditional feedback is slow. It happens like once a quarter, and it can feel kind of subjective. In this system, the feedback is instant. You finish a task, boom, you get points. You help a teammate, your squad score goes up. It's real-time celebration instead of delayed recognition. Okay, so this all sounds great for daily motivation, but what about the big picture? Career growth. And maybe more importantly, how do you make sure the game is actually fair for everybody?
Well, just like in any good role-playing game, you level up. Everyone starts out as a rookie. But as you keep contributing and racking up points, you earn these awesome new titles like Specialist, Captain, and if you stick with it, you can even become a legend. It's just a really clear, fun way to see your own growth and expertise.
And all of this fits into a much larger campaign. This is a 90-day roadmap, and they use these cool French terms to give it a sort of secret agent vibe. It all starts with allumage, which is like ignition or setup, and moves you all the way through getting your first client to the final celebration. It turns the whole quarter into one epic story. Now, this is maybe the most important part of all, trust. Let's just address the elephant in the room. Is this just corporate spying? Nope. The system is explicitly designed not to be. It only tracks work stuff, like when a task gets moved to done. It's totally transparent, it respects your privacy, and, get this, it does not reward burnout. You get 0 points for working on a Saturday. The game is only about celebrating wins, never, ever about punishment. So after seeing this whole system, the big question is, what can you do with this? How can you apply these ideas to your own work, even in a small way? Let's figure out a simple first step. This quote from the actual mission document really gets to the heart of it. The points, the levels, the leaderboards, they're not the goal. They're just tools for something way bigger.
designing a more engaging, more effective, and frankly, more human way to work together.
And you can actually start your own little mini game, like tomorrow. Try this 7-day challenge. It's super simple. 1. Every morning, just tell a teammate what your #1 mission is for the day. That's for accountability. 2. Make sure you actually finish at least one important thing. And 3. Give yourself a little strike challenge, like not checking your email for the first hour. Just try it for a week and see how it feels.
So there you have it. The big takeaway here is that work doesn't have to be a grind. With just a few simple ideas borrowed from games, you can bring a ton of clarity, motivation, and even fun into your daily routine. So I guess the only question left to ask is, what's your first mission going to be tomorrow?